Good day, everyone. My name is Ismail Shuleke. I'm the lead tutor at Smart Minds Science Academy. In today's video, I'm going to be showing every one of us the step-by-step approach to proving the equations of motion, V equals U plus AT, V squared is equals to U squared plus 2S, S equals to UT plus half AT squared. So let's get started. First, we need to prove the first equation of motion, which states that V is equals to U plus AT. But to have a good understanding of how the equation was arrived at, I need to tell us all what acceleration is. Now, acceleration is defined as the change of velocity, change in velocity all over or divided by the time taken to make that change. Now, acceleration is denoted by A, and change in velocity is denoted by triangle V. So this triangle in mathematics, as well as physics, as well as chemistry, indicates change. So change in velocity. And I'm using the first letter to denote velocity over t, time. Now, when we say change in velocity, what does it mean? Now, change in velocity is just the final velocity subtracted from the initial velocity. Now, when we say final velocity, that simply means V. That's our final velocity, V. And the initial velocity means U. Now, when we say velocity is the rate of displacement to time. Rate of displacement to time. So we are in one way talking about speed as well, just that it's a speed in a specific direction. So velocity means V, final velocity means V, but initial velocity means what? U. So when we say initial velocity, we use U to denote that. So it means that if we come back to our formula, change in velocity, now we can say change in velocity is what? V minus U. And also, if we come back to our initial formula, A, acceleration, which is change in velocity over time, we can say that our acceleration is V minus U over T. V minus U over T. Now, if we cross multiply to make V stand alone, that's our aim, to make V stand alone, it means that V minus U multiplied by 1 will give us V minus U. Then A multiplied by T gives AT. Now, let's move U to this side so that V can stand alone. So we have V equals, now U crosses, it becomes a positive U plus AT. Now, this is referred to as our first equation of motion. Again, do not forget that V is our final velocity. U is our initial velocity. A is acceleration. And T is time. So when we say final velocity, the unit is meters per second. Initial velocity is as well meter per second. Acceleration is meters per second squared. Time is in seconds. So this is clear, and we can move to the second equation of motion. Don't forget the first equation of motion is V equals U plus AT. Brilliant. Now, to the second equation of motion, now we have from the first proof that V is equals to U plus AT. This is so clear to us. And it's gotten from the definition of what of acceleration. Now, from time being, we know what our speed is. Speed is distance over time. It's something we've been playing with since our early days in school, primary school. Now, let's make distance stand alone now. So I'm going to cross multiply as well. I'm going to say distance times 1 is distance. Distance is speed times time. Now, distance can be represented as d from the first letter. Speed can be represented as s. And time can be represented as t. Now, this is the formula we are going to work with now. But we can't just work with this formula. We need to do some transformation. The first transformation is distance, which is d. We are going to change it to s, or sometimes x. So if you see s in some textbook, it's no problem. And if you see x in some textbook, it's no problem. But don't forget that this distance is still s or x. Distance is still s or x, still distance. Now, the second change, which is our speed. Now, speed is going to change to velocity. Now, speed and velocity in physics can be used interchangeably. They mean exactly the same thing. The only difference is that speed is a scalar quantity, while velocity is a vector quantity. I'm going to be making another video whereby I'm going to explain to you what scalar quantity and what a vector quantity is. But in simple terms, a scalar quantity is a quantity that has only magnitude. You can only quantify it. It has only value. While a vector quantity is a quantity that has both value, quantification, magnitude, as well as what? Direction. That's in a very simple term. So speed and velocity, apart from these two different, that speed is scalar, velocity is vector, and speed is distance over time, and velocity is displacement over time. Apart from these two differences, speed and velocity can be used interchangeably. So when I mean speed, I can say velocity. Or when I mean velocity, I can say speed. Increase your speed, increase your velocity. It means the same thing. Now we're going to change speed to velocity, but not just any other velocity, because we want a velocity that can account for both our final and our initial. So we're going to make use of the average velocity. Average velocity. Now, average velocity can be represented as V with a bar on it. It means average. So which means V plus U over 2. When you say average of something, it means add those things together and divide by the number of things you have. It's just like a mean. Because we have just two types of velocity, the final and the initial, we're going to add both together and divide by 2. So average velocity means V plus U divided by 2. Now, the first change is that we're going to change distance to S, D. The second change is we're going to change speed, S, to what? To average velocity. Now, let's make those changes happen in this formula. So I'm going to change distance to S. So D changes to S. I'm going to change S, which is speed, to average velocity. Multiply by what? By time. Now, these dots in mathematics and physics can mean what? Multiplication. So S is equals to that. We will know what this guy is. It's V plus U over 2 multiplied by 2t. Now, this equation is going to be referred to as our fourth equation, and it's a very important equation in physics. It's going to give rise to the other two equations that we're going to discuss right now. So now, if we know S equals V plus U over 2 multiplied by t. Now, recall that from equation 1, V is equals to U plus AT. Now, put the value of V into equation 4. So we are going to put what v is, u plus at, into equation 4. So S equals, now instead of writing V, we're going to change that to U plus 80 because we know what the value of V is. U plus 80 plus U. Then divided by 2, multiplied by T. Now this is a U, this is a U. We can add together. So we say S equals 2U now, U plus U, 2U plus 80 over 2 multiplied by T. Now let's divide 2 by both sides. Let's share the 2 for 2U, then let's give 80 its own 2. So we say S equals 2U divided by 2 plus 80 divided by 2. Now let's multiply by T. So now these 2's can cancel. So that S equals, now we have only U left here, U, plus now 80 over 2. And we have a T outside. Now we can expand the bracket by these 2. We can use the 2 to multiply everything in the bracket. So S equals U times T, that's UT, plus 80 times T, that's 80 squared over 2. T times T is T squared. So now we can say that S is equals to UT plus, now instead of writing as half, you can bring it out like this, 1 over 2, then just put 80 squared, just like this. Now, this is our second equation of motion. S equals UT plus half AT squared. S equals UT plus half AT squared. Remember that S is your distance, not your speed. Distance in meters. U is our initial velocity. T in meters per second. T is our time in seconds. A is our acceleration in meters per second squared. SUTA. Okay. Now, if that is clear, we have our first equation, we have our fourth equation, we have our second equation. Now let's move to solving our third equation. Okay, so now we have V is equals to U plus AT, S is equals to UT plus half AT squared. We have S is equals to U plus V over 2 multiplied by T. This is equation 1, this is equation 2, this is equation 4. Now we need to get equation 3. Now to do this again, we're going to make use of equation 4. Now, let's make from equation 1, make T the subject of relation. Now from equation 1, V equals U plus AT. Let's make T standalone. That's the meaning. So we say V equals U plus AT. Now let's move U to this side. So V minus U is equals to 8. Now let's divide everything by A because we want it to stand alone. And what is disturbing T is A. We need to get rid of A. So divided by A, divided by A. So these two A cancels, and we can say that T is equals to V minus U over A. Now T is standing alone. Now to make this make a lot of sense, we need to substitute the value of T into equation 4. Remember from equation 4 that S is equals to U plus V over 2. Now multiply by T. Now put the value of T. Let's call this equation 5 in equation 5 into equation 4. So whatever T is from equation 5, we're going to substitute that into equation 4. So we say S equals U plus V over 2. Instead of writing T, we're going to write the value of what? Of T, which is V minus U over A. Now in mathematics, when we have numerators over denominators, we have fractions. To multiply fractions together, we need to multiply the numerators together. So we say U plus V multiplied by V minus U all over denominator multiplied by denominator, 2 times A, which is 2A. And we can cross multiply and make this whole guy come down. U plus V, V minus U equals 2A times S. That's 2AS. Now, if you are very good with mathematics, you would see something here, which is what these two brackets represent. This is U, this is V, this is U, this is V, or V, U. If we have something like this in the brackets, and we have a plus sign here and a minus sign here, we can do something we call difference of 2 squared. We can take the difference of 2 squared, which is just to say that V squared minus U squared. That's what this two brackets will simplify into, equals 2AS. But just in case you're not very good with mathematics like me, some years back, then what you need to do is to just expand the brackets. So you're going to use U to multiply V minus U, then V to multiply V minus U. So you're going to do U, V minus U, plus V, V minus U, equals 2AS. Now U times V, that's UV, or VU. Then U times minus U, that's minus U squared. V times V, that's V squared. Then V times minus U, that's minus UV, equals 2AS. I'm going to write this V squared first because it has a positive sign. V squared, I'm going to bring this negative U squared beside it. Then UV minus UV, that will give us a 0. So UV cancels minus UV. So we are left with what? 2AS. So even if you know difference of 2 squared, and if you don't know difference of 2 squared, you're still going to get the same thing. Now let's move U squared to this side because we want V squared to stand alone. So I have V squared is equals to, it's a negative U squared, but when it crosses, it becomes a positive. U squared plus 2AS. Now this gives the third equation of motion, where V is our final velocity in meters per second, U is our initial velocity in meters per second, A is our acceleration in meters per second squared, and S is our distance, not speed, distance in meters. So with this, you are able to prove the first 4 equations of motion. Now, subsequent videos, I'm going to be making video on how we prove the projectile formulas. Because questions like this comes out in WASI, in SSC, NECO, GC, NAPTEP, and WAEC itself. So these questions are questions that comes out in the theory questions. And once you know it, you realize that it's actually very simple. So do not forget to join our 8 months accelerated class, which is scheduled to start on the 16th of August and ends during the exam period. So the class is what I'm displaying on my screen. It's a crash course on SSC and UTM, and it's basically designed for parents that want their students to excel 6 A's, 3 B's, and 280 plus in UTM. The first 2 weeks is free. You have nothing to lose. Come, join with us, check what is going on, and if peradventure you fall in love with how the class is being run, then you can make your payments by the 1st of September. So we have just 30 slots and we have like 5 slots out already. People are already making, people are already registering their kids for the course. So the course is going to be 8-month intensive online training. It's a daily class from 8:30 to 11:30, within which the students are going to take 2 courses per day and a compulsory prep session where they study for 40 minutes with me on the call. We have weekly and monthly assessments, subject expert tutors, solution to over 10 years of past papers, past questions, and the students also have access to recorded videos. So the aim is to drill the students, to transform them, to inspire them to learn the way learning should be. Thank you so much. I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye for now.